Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Good evening, boys and girls, scholars and laymen, ladies and gents, whoever out there, trans everybody. How y'all doing today or tonight or whenever you listen to it? You listening to it. This is Brother Ron, also known as R2, C2, H2 Dardavis, and this is We All Be News, Radio, and TV. News Free Dixie for the 21st century. And you are here. Thank you all for tuning in, for receiving this message. If you find something good in the message, make sure you amplify among your networks. Today's subject matter: what can Brown do to you? Once again, today's subject: what can Brown do to you? Doo-doo Brown. Doo-doo Brown. Doo-doo Brown. Okay, we're talking about Antonio Brown. He's a all-star wide receiver in the National Football League, or the Not For Long League, the NFL. He's one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver at the moment, but he's under a lot of duress and stress. You see, he got out his lane. He stepped out of his place. He didn't know his proper sunken place, and now he's being punished by White Daddy, White Diddy, or White Daddy, or White Zaddy, whatever y'all want to call it. But I'm here because I've been listening to everything for the past couple of weeks. I don't really keep up with football, but I do keep up with football. I know a little bit what's going on because it's something interesting about black people. When it comes time to talk about, real stuff, revolutionary stuff, about to do some stuff, about to be about it, we not about that life. But when it comes to sports and entertainment, we all about that life. We know everything about our favorite celebrity. We know more about our celebrities than they know about themselves. Once again, we know more about our celebrities than they know about themselves. And this is the thing. It's trickology, right? Malcolm warned us about our romance with celebrities, especially now with all the social media, because the mystique is gone. There's no mystique, no mystery to these celebrities now. They share a lot of their stuff through social media. The fans can easily connect with the celebrities, but they're no better than you and I. And we put too much stock into these people. And all celebrities are here to do is just to distract you from living your best life. Let me say it once again. Celebrities are here to distract you from living your best life. Once again, celebrities are here to distract you from living your best life. They're the new bread and circus, right? Celebrity is the new religion. It's always been the religion of the American masses. We love celebrities. We invest so much into celebrities. We look at all these movies, superhero movies, reality TV shows, all this crap about celebrities, and it does not change your life. Even Colin Kaepernick, no disrespect to Colin Kaepernick, but how has his kneeling stopped police brutality? How has him doing anything or even being quiet with a big fro and wearing Nikes, how have that progressed black people's plight? People like Paul Robeson, people like Muhammad Ali. Do you think Muhammad Ali would have turned down 4 chances to be reinstated in professional boxing during his prime? Do you think Muhammad Ali, once again, would have turned down 4 opportunities to be reinstated in professional boxing during his prime? Muhammad Ali, by him protesting the war in Vietnam, sacrificed more than Colin Kaepernick. He's not on that level. No disrespect to Colin Kaepernick, but he didn't sacrifice nearly 4 years of his prime in terms of Ali. Because really, Colin Kaepernick, from my understanding, was offered 4 chances with different franchises in the NFL, the Not For Long League, to play for them. And let's see if he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Let's see if he get a chance for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because on his social media, he's trying to stay in shape, throwing passes to Odell Beckham. But what I'm saying is, I don't put too much stock in a Colin Kaepernick. Not knocking the hustle. I respect the hustle. But he is no Muhammad Ali. He is no Paul Robeson. And we forget about Paul Robeson. He was one of the first All-American black football players. I mean, this man was a phenom. He was a lawyer. He was an actor. He had one of the greatest singing voices of the 20th century. He could speak 20 plus different languages. And he was a humanitarian and philanthropist. And he lost prime years of his earning potential because of the stance he took for not only black people, but for humanity in general. He took stands for people. He lost his passport, his ability to make money overseas when they froze up his career in America. They took away his passport. They had people like Jackie Robinson going after him, trying to undermine his character and his integrity. They even allegedly tried to kill him in Moscow. The CIA put some stuff in his drink or food, things like LSD. We almost committed suicide. And to counter what the CIA allegedly did to him, according to his son Paul Robeson Jr., he received multiple electroshock therapy treatments that basically fried his brain. So you got this brilliant man, this one of the greatest brilliant. I mean, this guy was the Jegna to the Harry Belafontes and people of that era. This man was one of the giant trees in our forest. And we don't even mention Paul Robeson's name. We don't even speak his name. We don't even know who the man existed. So this is the irony of living in a world where right is wrong and everything is upside down. But what I want to tell y'all is that knowledge of self and confusion cannot exist in the same space. Once again, knowledge of self and confusion cannot exist in the same space. Once again, knowledge of self and confusion cannot exist in the same space. So, yeah, that's what's up. So let's get into this Antonio Brown thing. And don't forget to support your man, Brother Ron, and the We All Be movement, because knowledge is the currency of the universe soul, people. But it's not free. And I pay a price. We got to get back to the researching. Forget celebrity, pick up the research. This is the thing. Yeah, I hear people, a lot of y'all like, oh, Malcolm said that Dick Gregory, you can't freeze Malcolm just in 1963 through the UC Berkeley interview. If you hear what he was saying, really listen to what he's saying. He said black people are the only people who leaders are supposed to be celebrities that play trumpets, that tell jokes, that sing. He was not necessarily calling out just Dick Gregory. He was calling out, hey, the establishment give us puppets and court jesters to be our leaders. They don't take us seriously because we don't take ourselves seriously. If you listen to Baba Dick Gregory in some of his later interviews, he said just about the same thing. He said celebrities ain't worth nothing. Celebrities don't mean nothing. Celebrities don't change history. People change history. Everyday people, a small group of everyday people, and even the elite. Those are people that change history. But if you're too busy being distracted by bread and circuses, as Judge Joe Brown would say, you can't even get down with the get down. You can't even plan, come up with a strategy to shift the paradigm because you're too distracted. So celebrities are not our friends. Okay, research rewards. No commitment. We gotta become researchers and critical thinkers and thought provocateurs. Baba Dick Gregory was all about the research, right? It's a woman named Mae Brussel. Look up Mae Brussel. Brussell. Mae Brussel. MAE. YouTube her right now and thank me later. This woman was like a female Baba Gregory that she would read like 15 to 20 newspapers and magazines a day. And she did a show in Carmel, California back in the 70s and the 80s. She was a housewife, but she was inspired by the Kennedy assassination. And after reading the Warren Commission report, to really start digging and researching and seeking the truth. And she shared it with the people for in the 70s and the 80s. She died in 88, I think, from stomach cancer. But this woman did all this stuff before the internet, y'all. She was able to connect the dots, la 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 la. She was able to connect the dots, right? On the Kennedy assassination, on the son of Sam, on Charles Manson, on the Ted Kennedy, late Chappaquiddick, Reagan assassination. She was friends with John Lennon and Yoko Ono. They were financial supporters of her radio show. But check out her stuff on YouTube, man. It's amazing. This woman was able to connect all this stuff without the use of internet. There was no internet as we know it back then. And she was just a housewife, you know what I'm saying, that was able to put this stuff together and share it with the American people, risking her life in the process. Now, in one episode or a couple episodes, she said that Mark Lane, the lawyer, you know, the guy who came up with the book Rush to Judgment, which challenged the Warren Commission report on the Kennedy assassination. This Mark Lane, who came up with the book Rush to Judgment, was one of the first people to challenge the official narrative on the Kennedy assassination. And Baba Dick Gregory, who also worked with Mark Lane in trying to expose more truth into the Kennedy assassination and the MLK assassination, she called them like basically agents. She said they were agents, right? She said Mark Lane and Dick Gregory were agents. And people call her agents. Some people say she was an agent of the Mossad. See, that's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because she said they were members of the control opposition, right? Or the power control group, whatever she says, or how she said it. She believed that because they had access to things a lot of researchers like her and Sherman Skolnick. Y'all look up Sherman Skolnick, man. These are some phenomenal people, man. They're like the real superheroes and heroes and sheroes, right? I mean, these people, researchers, extraordinaires, they actually got things done. They help expose the corruptness of the American system and of the world system, right? So, no, these people going back and forth. So, I mean, it's like it reminds me of the so-called East Coast West Coast war, so-called East Coast going against West Coast and rap. All this stuff was created by the government and by the media, which is controlled by six corporations. 95% of our media is controlled by six corporations. And also, you got to look at Operation Mockingbird, where the U.S. intelligence agencies control media. We got the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Pentagon, dumping millions and billions of dollars to Hollywood to produce certain type of scripts that, you know, they help create predictive programming, things of that nature. So you're dealing with that. So, you know, Mae Brussels calling out Mark Lane and Dick Gregory and vice versa. They all in the same game and don't realize that they're in the same game. They're trying to get the information out there to the people, but you got the government that's, you know, like Malcolm said. He said media is the most powerful entity on the planet. It influences and controls the minds of the masses. So our media, how we see ourselves, we get our perception from our so-called enemies or people or entities that do not have the American people's best interests at heart. So look up Mae Brussels. Look up Sherman Skolnick, Skolnick, because he also dropped a bomb on the JFK Jr. assassination, how he was blown up, him and his wife and sister-in-law. That plane was blown out the sky. There was no weather problems when JFK and his folks disappeared into the ocean. They were killed. You look at I didn't know until recently, Walter Reuther, who was the president of the United Auto Workers, how he got killed in a plane crash May 9th, 1970. And the National Transportation Safety Board, I believe you call them the NTSB, they said, you know, there was no foul play, although you had plane parts that were missing and plane parts put in wrong positions on the plane. You had plane parts that were missing and plane parts put in wrong positions inside the private plane. His wife, himself, his bodyguard, and the pilot all perished. They was not far away from where they was going to land in Michigan, and the plane crashed and caught on fire. But they tried to kill Walter Reuther several times during his life. One time, back on April 20th, 1948, they shot in his house. It almost hit him in the chest, but ended up hitting him. It hit him. The bullets hit him in his right arm, and it shattered his right arm into 150 pieces. They almost got him, but by a miracle act of God, he turned his body, and the bullets hit his right arm and shattered his arm into 150 pieces of bone. How many bones are in the human body? What, about 206? But his right arm was shattered into 150 pieces. I know y'all gonna fact check me because y'all love finding when a black man misspeak. So is that like 206 206 bones in the human body? I don't know. Y'all gonna tell me in the comment section. And I thank y'all for the check and balances. But be thorough and be consistent on everything like that. When the New York Times get it wrong, when the Washington Post get it wrong, when your favorite newscaster or your favorite news channel get it wrong, hold them accountable like you're gonna hold Brother Ron accountable when he give you information. My thing is, I'm trying to spark y'all to do y'all own research anyway. So it's steel sharp steel. This is a cipher, okay? A virtual cipher. So yeah, look at Walter Reuther. It's a great documentary, Brothers on the Line, that detailed the Reuther brothers. Walter Reuther, as well as his brothers Roy and Victor. And his brother Victor, the next year, got shot in his house. Man, I don't see how he survived. He lived to be 92 years old, died in 2004. But basically, the bullets and the whatever buckshot, whatever, shot his right eye out. It shot his right eye out, pieces of his jaw and teeth, and he was able to survive the attack. That was a year after his brother Walter got shot in his own home. So these people put their lives on the line. I know there's a couple movies. There's a new movie that's about to come out concerning Jimmy Hoffa, played by Al Pacino. And you had, I think Jack Nicholson did a hell of a job playing Jimmy Hoffa in the movie Hoffa. But where's the movie about Walter Reuther and the Reuther brothers? They was all into the civil rights movement. There was no Walter Reuther was a big supporter of Dr. King. When Dr. King and the people got arrested down in Birmingham, he raised $160,000 from the United Auto Workers to bail them out. You know, Walter Reuther was a friend of the movement. I know Brother Malcolm had his criticisms of these white liberals, but where are the Walter Reuthers of today? Why we don't hear that name more often? And look at the State of the Union. The Democratic Party betrayed the Union. 20 years ago it was Bill Clinton that chose the banksters over big labor movement. He sold out the labor movement with the NAFTA agreement, the North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement. He sold out the manufacturing economy of America for the love of money. So what Walter Reuther did, he helped create the American middle class back in the 50s, where you had folks. I mean, you got to think about it. Like 50 years ago, y'all. Y'all talking about civil rights movement. I tell I talk to some of the sanitation workers who were some of the original sanitation workers who went to strike when Dr. King came to town, and when, they was there when Dr. King got assassinated. I saw some of them. A lot of them have passed, from my understanding, since last year, from the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's assassination. And I tell them, I say, y'all talk about how things are better now, but back in your day, you could drop out of high school, have a limited formal educational background, and get a good paying job at the factory, work that one job, support a family of four, send all your kids to college, and nobody else know. Your wife can stay at home, be a housewife, don't have to work outside the home, raise all your kids, send them to college, retire from that one job within 30 or 40 years with a pension and health benefits and everything. Those days are long gone. Those days do not exist anymore. This is not a manufacturing economy. This is a service economy. This is a gig economy. This is where you work by 5 or 6 jobs and still can't eat or pay your rent or pay your light bill. You got to pick one bill to pay per month. This is our new reality. Even you after going to school, getting in debt. There's another thing from 50 years ago. I talked to Fred Hampton's friend and lawyer, Jeffrey Haas, a Jewish guy from Atlanta, but he went to Chicago for law school, and he started the People's Law Office, inspired by what they did to Fred Hampton and the Panthers. Like Mark Clark and Fred Hampton were assassinated by the state, not just the state of Illinois, but the state of America, by the FBI, December 4th, 1969, as they were sleeping in their apartment on the west side of Chicago. So I talked to him. He said, well, Brother Ron, back then, we were able to do movement work and be activists because we were not saddled with student debt. See, when people graduated back in the day, back in the 60s, they didn't have what we have now as student debt. They didn't have no student debt, so they could be able to get out there, be hippies, experiment with drugs, get out there, be movements, join these movements and stuff. They're going against the man, the establishment, and they could do all that, get that out the system, and then become working stiffs. As soon as you graduate or don't graduate from college and with all this debt, you can't afford to be radical, be extreme, or to challenge the system. Because you're too busy trying to pay back student loans you probably will never pay back fully in your lifetime. And the strange thing about it is America is like almost $30 trillion in debt. And that ain't about to call it a B. She ain't gonna never pay her debt back, right? She ain't gonna never pay her debt back. So that's something you gotta get with. But let's get to Antonio Brown, man. What can Brown do to you, right? Antonio Brown, just because he's a immature, he's dealing with some arrested development issues, and he's immature and all that stuff, does not make him a rapist. Just because he can be childish, maybe he fired in your face, maybe he don't want to pay his bills. That's another person that's very notorious for not paying his bills or his debts to his contractors, and he's the president of the United States. His name is Donald Trump. He's notorious for not paying what he owed people, but yet he became the president of the United States, the 45th president of the United States. He also been known to grab him by the P, and he's still the president of the United States. Overwhelmingly majority of white women voted for Donald Trump. The same women that hollering times up and Me Too and all this other stuff. They voted for Mr. Grab him by the P, party like a rock star, effing like porn stars. They who they voted for, right? The hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy of it all. So yeah, Antonio Brown, right? What can Brown do to you? Doo-doo Brown. Doo-doo Brown. Well, why is it? You don't hear nothing really about Antonio Brown until this year. Him acting like a prima donna, allegedly flying on a hot air balloon into training camp for the Raiders. All the stuff he do on social media, being a distraction, right? Being a distraction. To me, to blame Antonio Brown for any team woes that he's on, to blame Antonio Brown for any of the team's trouble that he found himself a part of, any organization in football, is like blaming a minimum wage employee at Popeyes for running out of chicken sandwiches. Once again, to blame Antonio Brown for team chemistry problems, is like blaming a minimum wage employee at Popeyes for running out of chicken sandwiches. It ain't his fault. It ain't his fault. To me, all that starts with management and for owners. They create the culture of their organization. If you look at Chick-fil-A, for example, I go to any Chick-fil-A throughout the country, whether it be in L.A., New York, D.C., Memphis, Houston, whatever. My experience with Chick-fil-A is that they got decent and very good customer service, consistent across the board, because they have a culture that expects excellence from their workers. They train their workers, and really the workers, the employees, are a reflection of management and of ownership. So if Antonio Brown is acting a fool, it's because ownership, management rewards bad behavior. They're rewarding bad behavior, ownership, managers, and whatnot. And I don't really think he was a problem, because all this stuff is about distractions. It's about bread and circuses. He's an entertainer. He's a court jester. He is there to be a well-paid fool. I'm not calling him out. I'm not dissing him, but I'm saying all entertainers, celebrities are there to distract people. They are there to get people keep their eyes off the prize. So he's just playing his part. And also, I think it's very disingenuous. Why call him a rapist? These are accusations. Brittany Taylor, she filed a civil suit. She didn't go for any criminal charges. Matter of fact, the state of Pennsylvania is not going to pursue any criminal charges against Antonio Brown. They came out today, as I record this, is September the 18th, 2019. The state of Pennsylvania said we're not pursuing any criminal charges against Antonio Brown. She said that Antonio Brown sexually assaulted her on 3 separate occasions. One of those occasions happened to be in Pennsylvania, And so the DA say they're not pursuing any charges, but he got 2 incidents down in Florida. That's his home state. He's from Miami. That might be another story. Stay tuned. But the fact that she's going after civil charges or whatever, civil lawsuit, shows me that I don't know. It's kind of funny. Cause I guess also what the Pennsylvania DA said, the Pennsylvania DA said the statute of limitations were up. Cause I guess the incident happened over 2 years ago. So statute of limitations, but hell, that didn't stop Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby did a civil lawsuit settlement. His deposition supposed to have been sealed, and now he's in jail. Not because he raped anybody. Y'all keep on saying he's a rapist. No, he didn't rape. He was not found guilty of rape. He's guilty of giving the girl Benadryl. He's guilty of trusting the system that don't really care for people like him. I don't know. And he's rotting in jail now. Basically legally blind. Y'all send him letters in jail. He can't read them. He's blind. So it is what it is. But and this is the same state that Meek Mill had his problems as well. And when they got Mumia Abu Jamal still, rotting away in the system, and people don't even talk about Mumia Abu Jamal. They say they're serious about activism. To be people like Colin Kaepernick could have used his platform. I don't know if he ever did, but he got a lot of followers. He got a lot of admirers. Why not help people like Mumia Abu Jamal that's rotting away in jail, who really did something, try to do something for the people? But these cats, man, celebrities ain't worth a dime. Not gonna buy no Nikes because you turn down millions of dollars and you still getting paid. No, I don't even care for Nikes. It's like New Balance anyway. But anyway, so this Brittany Taylor girl, she's interesting. She's a Memphis chick. These Memphis women, man, I ain't saying all of them, but some of them scandalous, man. They be some fine sisters, but they are scandalous. They will destroy you. The reason why I know this is because I travel a lot in my time. I don't care if I'm in L.A. or in New York City. I talk to cats, man. They run across some of these Memphis women. Man, they break their hearts, man. These Memphis women, man, they ruthless, man. Some of them, I ain't saying all Memphis chicks, but I remember when I went up to New York and Queens, I was staying in the hotel, the Hojo, the Howard Johnson, right by Queensbridge, the infamous and famous Queensbridge. Power produced. It's a project, one of the largest projects in the whole United States, right? But it produced some of the greatest hip hop rap icons of all time. You think about Nas, you think about Mobb Deep, they come out of Queensbridge. They always talk about Queensbridge, right? Some of the greatest rappers in history come from that project, those blocks, right? So I talked to a brother. He tell me about how he did some fed time for some drug charges. At the time, he was dealing with a sister from Memphis. He was doing fed time down in Florida. Girl took all the money he made and ran off with his best friend while he was in prison. So his brother was in the middle of Queensbridge Project singing the Memphis Blues. But oh man, but I mean, look at Steve Harvey girl, Marjorie. I mean, look at her track record. I mean, she was a drug queen pin, right? Allegedly drug queen pin. She messed around with Ronnie Woods and them. Yeah, y'all know about Ronnie Woods. Memphis folks know about Ronnie Woods and his folks, and they know about Marjorie. So she a trap queen, but she trap them in a different way. But yeah, this Brittany girl is she's trying to get a come up, and just because Antonio Brown acts immature, childish, like doctor said he farted in his face several times while he was doing a checkup, does not make him a rapist. It makes him immature. It makes him disrespectful, and what y'all like to call an a-hole, but it does not make him a rapist. I mean, George Clooney is known among his colleagues for pulling practical jokes and pranks and stuff. You might not like that, but does it make him a rapist just because he's a prankster? No, it does not. It just make him a person like the F with people. That will make him a nuisance, like a gnat or something like that. But Tony Brown, but why now? Why are the accusations now of sexual misconduct? The timing is everything. The league trying to get back at him for embarrassing organizations like the Raiders. The Raiders embarrassed themselves because John Gruden and the Raiders have been the prison bees for the Patriots since 2001 when they lost their playoff game under controversial circumstances. When the Patriots were able to get Randy Moss, one of the all-time great wide receivers from their organization, for nothing. And they went on that run where they went undefeated and almost went undefeated for the whole season until they came against Eli. Eli robbed them twice. That's why Eli should go to the Hall of Fame, just robbing the Patriots of 2 Super Bowls. On that alone, you should go to the Hall of Fame, Eli. Oh, God, William, this Eli. So, with that said, you look at his former teammate, Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, or Roethlisberger, whatever how you say his name, Big Ben, has been accused of raping 2 different women on 2 separate occasions. And he's never been punished by the league. He never faced any real criminal charges. He might have settled a couple of times out of court, civil suits, whatever. But he's been accused of raping women, and nothing happened to Big Raping Ben, allegedly raping. I don't know if he raped or not. But what I'm saying is, it's interesting that Big Ben, nothing happens to him. Now he gets hurt. This year he's out for the season. Maybe he's hurt, maybe he's not. I don't know. Because this is all a game, man. Y'all think this stuff is really competition where it's all rigged. If the players not rigging stuff, the officials are rigging stuff. Look at what happened last year in the playoffs, with the New Orleans Saints and the St. Louis Rams. Even with Dallas Cowboys and the Rams. Come on. So even you go back, even with the Raiders versus the Patriots that started that dynasty. The game's been rigged. Donald Trump told y'all the game's been rigged. You right? So he's out. Ben Roethlisberger's out for season, but he got accused of raping 2 women. And had they probably won that 3rd Super Bowl, he probably raped a 3rd woman, allegedly. It's like he like to rape women when he wins Super Bowls or something. I don't know. Allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not. But what I'm just putting that out there because a lot of times we have a short memory or attention span when it comes to things like that because they throw so much at us every day. And y'all gotta remember some of the most important news come out on Friday because by Sunday and Monday you forget about it. They'll release the most important information the whole week on a Friday. The YouTube is getting ready for the weekend. Like I said, they got us on a treadmill leading nowhere. We running in a treadmill like a hamster and being distracted by bread and circuses. That's why I say I don't really miss no TV. A lot of times what I do, the internet is new TV. I go to YouTube or some other channels, some other podcast plays, listen to stuff like Mae Brussel. Y'all got to get hip to Mae Brussel, man. I mean, she's on another level, man. She called it, man. It's like Dr. Francis Quest Welsing. They be calling this stuff, man. They ain't had no internet back then. They were just great researchers. We got to start getting back to researching and being critical thinkers and stop getting into these personalities or these so-called celebrities and whatnot. Leave that stuff alone. Don't care about, I don't disrespect to Kevin Hart. That's his business. I don't care about all that with the sex tapes. It's like a lot of distraction, man. It's like we in the last days of the Roman Empire all over again. But I bring up Ben Roethlisberger. Check out Peyton Manning, what he went through at the University of Tennessee with a female trainer. This stuff is deep. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all forgot about Peyton Manning, right? Soon he retired, the accusations started coming out that he allegedly sexually harassed and assaulted a personal trainer or athletic trainer at the University of Tennessee when he was playing there as a college superstar. Peyton Manning, one of the all-time great football quarterbacks, college and professional. I'm going to read about this. Read a little bit of this story. You can find all this. Take a look. It's all online. Take a look. It's all online, right? Read some of this stuff, man. Cause this is crazy. This comes from Fox News, I think local Nashville. Well, it said Peyton is like, this is October 31st, 2017. Peyton Manning's accuser speaks out about alleged sexual harassment case. A former athletic trainer spoke out about the sexual harassment allegations against retired NFL quarterback Peyton Manning. Jamie Not Right, I can't make this up. That's her name. Jamie Not Right was an athletic trainer at Manning's alma mater, the University of Tennessee, spoke to Inside Edition in her first television interview since the allegations began in 1996. Not Right told the media outlet she was speaking out following the bombshell sexual misconduct allegations against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. The reason why I'm here today is due to the courage and bravery that the women have come forward with the Harvey Weinstein, the survivors and the victims. Not Right told Inside Edition. And that is really what has brought me here today to discuss that issue. Manny pulled his shorts down and put his anus and testicles on my face. She said, Manny pulled his shorts down and put his anus and testicles on my face. Not Right said on February 22nd, 1996. The athletic trainer was examining the quarterback's foot at the time when the alleged incident occurred. Manny denied the allegations and insisted he was mooning a friend in the locker room. The interview had an exclusive clip of Manning's deposition showing the then 19-year-old college quarterback telling his side of the story. I briefly pulled down my pants to so-called moon him, Manning said in the deposition. 1 second, 1.5 seconds. Pull my pants back up and continue with Jamie's examination of the bottom of my foot. Not Right recalled Manning's defense a lie and said she was scared at the time of the incident. I was repulsed, I was scared, I was intimidated, she said. It was definitely a predator, intimidating, anger, violent eyes that he had. Wow. Okay. What if Peyton was black? What would have happened in this case? The trainer said she filed a report with a crisis center that handled sexual assault allegations and told the counselor she feared for her job, worried, and feared for her life. My boss, when I called him that night, really realized that this was a serious situation. Not Right said. This was a sexual assault, and he informed me not to call the police or press. The former athletic trainer filed an employment complaint against the University of Tennessee and was awarded $300,000 in a settlement before she resigned, Indy Star reported. The incident came up again in 2001 when Manning wrote about it in his autobiography he penned with his father Archie. Not Right sued Manning for defamation, which was settled for an undisclosed amount. Manning's lawyer, Matthew D. McGill, released a statement to Inside Edition regarding the alleged incident. Peyton Manning has been absolutely clear. Jamie Not Right's accusations are false. When her claims were first investigated 21 years ago, she told a very different story. Her current account was invented several years later in connection with her first of several groundless litigations against Peyton. Most recently, she left Peyton's mother a vulgar and extremely disturbing voicemail. Mrs. Not Right should stop this abusive behavior. Not Right said in response that she has not changed her story, but did not deny that she called Manning's mother. I'm on Ambien, and I have sleepwalked and somehow found that number, Not Right told Inside Edition. And anger and Ambien is not a good combination. So that's the story about Peyton Manning's accuser, this Mrs. Not Right. She's like, she still ain't right, allegedly. She still ain't allegedly right. But, stuff happens, right? But even in that story, it didn't hold up. But, people don't read and research. They just fall for anything. I'm having a hard time. You want me to throw everybody on the bus based on accusations? Then you want to throw people on the bus and destroy their reputations, where the people are not seeking any criminal justice. They're seeking civil lawsuits. They're seeking money. Money, 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 money. They're not even talking about justice. I mean, would you want justice? Or is it just us and money? We just want some money, honey. Because even with Brittany Taylor, she wanted to be business partners allegedly with Antonio Brown. If you read the Sports Illustrated article about Antonio Brown and his alleged sexual misconduct allegations, my thing where I feel like, to be honest with you, his engagement, whatever they did, him and Brittany did, was consensual, and they just had a falling out. I mean, they were college buddies, Bible study buddies. She trained him. They have a past. I mean, I saw some of the text messages. They were horrible, demeaning, but she still came back to him and worked with him. She got Stockholm syndrome or something, but I just believe that what I come away from this whole thing is that Antonio Brown is a kid that's he act like he's a man child. You know what I'm saying? He's a man child. I'm not excusing his behavior, but he's immature. He's dealing with some arrested development and some daddy issues. From my understanding from the article, his father was a arena football wide receiver star, but him and his dad did not have a good relationship while he was growing up. He was kicked out the home of his stepfather and mom. I mean, they say he came to Central Michigan State, whatever he played. They say he had 2 grocery bags full of clothes. That's all he came to school with. So this man's dealing with a lot of trauma. He needs some professional help, some therapy, but it does not make him a rapist. It make him childish. It makes him immature, and he needs some help growing up. And also, another thing I get from the article, basically, he don't like paying people what he owe them. That's the American way. That's Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been accused on many occasions of not paying people what he owed, and he became president of the United States. America has never paid black people what she owe us and our ancestors. All right. So this is just an American thing. Just put it on credit. Just send me a bill. I ain't gonna pay it. It's like this celebrity chef down in Florida. He said that Antonio Brown owed him almost $40,000 for his services, and Antonio Brown did not pay him allegedly because he saw a salmon head in his refrigerator. So he thought the guy was trying to do a Godfather death threat thing with the salmon head with the fish head. And the dude said, he didn't pay me. I didn't want to, press any real charges against him because I didn't want to ruin my reputation or get, blackballed. But at the same time, I think he said he was trying to work things out with Antonio where he would have did some type of free catering service for him, anyway, in spite of what happened. Even with the doctor who got farted on, got farted in the face by Antonio Brown, allegedly. And it does have a violation of HIPAA Act when you expose the privacy of your patient. Is that a HIPAA Act violation? But he said that Antonio Brown had a reputation for not paying people. But he took a chance on Antonio Brown because he got a business where he want to get like elite athletes to patronize his business. And he probably thought if he get in good with Antonio Brown, regardless of his reputation for not paying people what he owed them, he could probably get some referrals to some of his professional athlete friends, right? So all this stuff is, you take a risk in business. And, Antonio Brown, no, he's not a rapist. He's just very childish. Even with his baby mamas, they say, what they say? I think in Pittsburgh, his Pittsburgh residence, he had like 3 incidents in 4 years. Domestic disturbance. I ain't gonna say domestic violence per se, but a domestic disturbance. And he was not arrested. And his baby mamas did not want to press charges because they don't want to mess up their money. But I'm just saying, like, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt more so than ever now because of the climate we live in, this social media lynch mob mentality. And it's like what Dave Chappelle said in his comedy special. Maybe I'm victim blaming. But now I'm just trying to give folks the benefit of the doubt because I hate to be in their position myself. People like they love Brother Ron so much. Oh, we love Brother Ron. We love what you did with Baba Gregory, and we love all this information you're doing for the community. And somebody can accuse me of something, and folks say, "Well, F Brother Ron, you did it. You did. You know you guilty." I said, "Well, I thought you respected and really love what I was trying to do, and you let somebody's alleged accusation of my behavior or my character dismiss all the good I have done." Yeah, I'm like Dave Chappelle, no one, whatever. Y'all, whatever. Yeah, y'all witch hunting, right? Y'all witch hunting, social media lynch mob, justice minded folk. It is what it is, but nah. If Ben Roethlisberger can get off, I mean, this was even less than 10 years ago that Ben Roethlisberger was accused of raping these 2 women and got away with it, allegedly. Then you look at, like I said, Peyton Manning, accused by athletic trainer, kind of eerily similar to Tony Brown. What's up with these women in Tennessee who are athletic trainers that's accusing guys like this? I don't know, man. Tennessee, Tennessee, Tennessee. Take me to another place. But anyway, but that's fascinating. You think about Antonio Brown, Peyton Manning, accused by athletic trainers of the female persuasion with Tennessee connections. Ain't that something? But anyway, I hope that whatever I put out there, you got some benefit from, and then just do the research. Like I said, I read you the article about Peyton Manning's accuser, Mrs. Not Right. She's like she's not right in the head. I mean, she's harassing his mom, and I'm thinking that maybe she wanted to have a relationship with Peyton, and Peyton said no. Man, it would sound like she might want to be Mrs. Manning or something. Why you calling his mama? He gave you the money. But anyway, you got the words from Brother Herb. Please spread the word. Support We All Be, YouTube, We All Be TV. When they trying to censor me, but y'all gotta support me. And also, folks, yes, I'm more than happy to do lectures or teach your organizations, but do not ask me to do them for free. I cannot afford at the point to do free lectures and teach-ins because of my situation. But this is why I've created We All Be TV. This is like, people have contacted me, showing me videos that people use in their classes of what stuff I have done. Blog posts, videos that make a part of their curriculum. These are like high school and even colleges. People show me that my professor Ron, Mr. Brown, Brother Ron, has put some of your videos and other things in our curriculum. And they share with me. And it's very moving to know that your work is not done in vain, that people are really receiving the information. That's really humbling. But at the same time, like if you want me to actually teach your class, man, like I have people contacting me recently talking about, I got classes, Brother Ron, we like for you to teach our class doing you could do a video presentation, like it's Google Talks or something. I think people get paid at Google when they do presentations to talk to these people in the classroom. They want me to they create a curriculum and do it all for free. People tell me, well, we might buy some of your work, we might buy some of your books, but it's good exposure. Now I don't need all that because I already done enough for free, and I'm still doing a lot of things for free. I'm a humanitarian like that, but I cannot because I want to do right by the people. So if you want me to do a lecture or do a classroom situation, I gotta do preparation. I gotta prepare. And time is money, and you can't get time back. Whatever time you invest in something, you can't get it back. So you gotta make things priority. So I can't just. That's weird that people think that they should get paid for and get benefits and tenureship, but yeah, they don't think I'm supposed to get paid. They want me to do their job for them for free, while they get all the accolades, they get the recommendations, they get they get the we call it promotion off of me. And I've been in a situation I have lost friendships, so-called friendships over those type of things. Because we're that person, like people say, well, Ron's speaking at so and so university. But yeah, Brother Ron got to pay for his fare to get there. Brother Ron will have to pay to get a hotel. Brother Ron got to pay for his own food. He don't got no honorarium. And yet, I'm at this prestigious institution, put on a phenomenal presentation with no guarantee. I can't sell my books. I can't sell my art. But yeah, you want me to just do that? I'm kind of weird. I had people do that to me before. I said, hell no, man, that's crazy. And we're no friends no more. But they think it's okay because I got a job and I got, I can buy things and go on vacation. No, no, that's not right. So if you really respect Brother Ron, do not come in with that BS. If you really want to hire me to do something, hire me. Let's work out a contract. Let's be professional about it. 'Cause like I said, We All Be TV. Hey, all this I put out there, feel free to use it in your classrooms. But do not feel free to use me as a person. I'm sorry. Because I'm in a place right now, people don't understand the price you pay. I didn't understand the price I pay by doing the work I do. You know, so people be like, this is this Nipsey Hustle thing where people, they'll, when you dead, they're like, oh my God, you're doing all this great stuff. We didn't know about it. But they don't appreciate you while you're alive. And I'm not, right now, as I get older, I said, I got to appreciate myself. I got to love myself enough not to put myself in situations where people are just blatantly exploiting me. Because I already do things. I'm very passionate about things. I love people. I love black people. I love people. I do things in the community. I just don't have no publicists. like a lot of folks. There's a lot of folks that doing a little bit of something. I'm doing things like I'm trying to connect generations together, like young and old, doing things in community to empower other people. And it might not benefit me. It might not come. I might not see the benefits of that empowerment. It might take a couple of decades for some of these things to bear fruit, but it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, I'm not just here, doing podcasts, running my mouth online. I have an organization that's a nonprofit that actually do the work. And if I have videos, I have the evidence of these things that we are doing in the community on We All Be TV. All I'm asking is people who are benefiting from the work that I'm doing, and from the knowledge that I'm sharing, because I sit on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to share, but I'm too busy trying to do about 5 different jobs. Like I'm a hamster in the training wheel, like a lot of y'all. So if you like to support We All Be, Cash App, $ R2C2H2. Once again, Cash App, $ R2C2H2. Also, PayPal or Google Pay. Email R2C2H2 at gmail.com. Once again, PayPal, Google Pay, R2C2H2 at gmail.com. Also, you can wear Art of His Art. Look at our nice little shelf of our shirts and hoodies and sweaters or sweatshirts at R2C2H2 Place at Teespring. Go there, buy some art that you can wear. Also, buy some art you can hang at R2C2H2.com. That's R2C2H2.com. Thank you, friends, families, foes, frenemies, strangers, uh, intimates, whatever. Thank you all for listening and for receiving the information. And if you can find something you can use, amplify, amplify, amplify. In the words of my great Jegna, the late great Judge, the Honorable the Army Bailey, co-founder of the National Civil Rights Museum. So in the words of Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing. Peace.